Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie and today we have your 2026 February predictions. We're going to see what the month of February has in store for you. Pile 1, we have your sodalite heart. Pile 2, we have I want to say it's blue calcite or angelite, but it's his light blue crystal heart. Pile 3, we have a smoky quartz heart. And pile 4, we have a selenite heart. So think about your month of January, take a few deep breaths, and I will be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, Pile 1. If you chose the sodalite heart, then we have your reading here for you for the month of February. We're going to see what the month of February has in store for you. I do have to apologize if my voice, or I guess words, sound a little weird. I just came back from the dentist and half of my face is still numb. But I wanted to do this reading today because I got a calling to do so. So we're going to start with the oracles to get an overall view of your month. Then we're going to get into the tarot to see specifically your general love relationships and friendships and your career/finance. So you got chamomile, number 9, inner peace. Ooh, I love this card. Look at this. I like deer in general. But chamomile or chamomile, I've heard it be pronounced chamomile. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I call it something entirely different in my household. Manzanilla in Spanish. It's a tea that people drink to calm themselves. So I feel like you're going to find a lot of calm and peace this month, or maybe more so than in the previous months. It could be rather not boring, but peaceful. You're going to find a lot of inner peace for sure, but I'm also seeing peace with the outer world, not just the inner peace. Then, of course, if you see the inner world as a reflection of the outer world, then that would make a lot of sense. Let's get the rest of your cards. We have proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. Ooh, I like that. You're putting something to rest. Sub rosa, hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning and teaching. We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. Yeah, see, and these cards are very similar. I'll point it out in a moment. We have number 15, serendipity, shooting star. Oh, that is so appropriate. I feel like this month, especially Aquarius season, is going to be a really good time for you, pile 1. We have fairy. And we have a card from the Lucy Oracle, which is a handmade oracle that my sister Michelle made. It's based around our dog Lucy. She's a Pomeranian. Quartz, healing, number 17. I love this energy for you, pile 1, because you're stepping into a very peaceful time in your life, a very serendipitous time in your life. You're going to be doing a lot of healing, but the kind of healing that feels good, not the kind of healing that you have to, dig up all your subconscious uncomfortable feelings and do all kinds of stuff to release. No, this is the kind of healing that is soothing to the soul, to the heart, because I'm getting a lot of very tranquil energy. In fact, the reason I even began doing this reading, because I always get like a call to action to my readings, is because I was just lying in bed trying to heal from this, I mean, it's not really healing, but like I said, my face is numb. I'm trying to get my face to go back to normal. And then I just felt like a sudden peace. And then I was like, you know what? I'm in a good mood. Let me go do a reading. And that's how you're going to be this month, where you're going to be feeling so good that you're going to be called to do things that you typically wouldn't do. Or maybe you're just like basking in good feeling. Like whatever this is, it feels good. It feels wonderful. I am getting that some of you could be going out in nature if, you like to camp, or if it's the appropriate weather where you live. I know in some places February can be a very brutally cold month, but in other places it can be nice. With shooting star, it makes me think of the star card in the tarot, which is Aquarius. It's meant to signify also hope, or even like a wish coming true, or making wishes. It's meant to signify better things coming ahead for you this month. With Sub rosa and proper burial for freedom, I feel like you're finally putting something to rest. Not your freedom per se, but more whatever has been holding you back from feeling free, or something that you thought gave you freedom but really didn't. And I've read that energy before in a previous reading, so it's interesting that it's coming back around. With fairy, I do get like this childlike wonder, this sense of like things just being very magical this month. And even with the healing here, the quartz card, some of you could literally be doing some crystal healing this month, or maybe tapping back into crystals. You're going to learn a lot this month, but it's the kind of learning that feels enlightening. I think some people, when they think of learning or when they think of things like school and education, they kind of get like a weird energy about being stuffed in a classroom, bored, and having to listen to somebody talk. When learning is really just getting information that opens up your horizons and opens up your mind. So I'm getting that kind of energy here. I feel like some of you could literally be learning something new this month or taking up a certain course. That would be a great month to do so for you, pile 1. But let's go ahead. Oh, before we move on. Certain dates that could be important are the 9th, 15th, and 17th. Maybe those specific dates. And then the 29th. Well, no, February. Wait, is this year a leap year? I don't think so. If you were born on a leap year, maybe the 29th could be of importance. But regardless, let's go ahead and get into your tarot pile 1. This one was pretty straightforward, and already I'm loving the energy here. So we're going to start with your general reading. We're going to see what in general is going to pop up for you in the month of February, pile 1. It's going to be a very quiet month, but I can't stress it enough. It's going to be like a good quiet, not a deafening silence, not a uncomfortable quiet. It's a good quiet. We have the Hermit. Yeah, you might be spending most of it alone. Or in Virgo mode, maybe you're spending a lot of time catching up on cleaning, organizing, editing, maybe working. Maybe you're focusing on your work as well. We have Recklessness, and this is a specific card to this deck, the Recklessness. Interesting. You know what, I remember reading about this card, and it's actually very similar to the Hermit, where the Hermit is like dutiful in that they have to do things, you know, to maintain themselves. Think of like chores, think of working out, think of hygiene, think of being tidy and clean. The Recklessness is where that same modality goes into overdrive, and it's almost like you're on autopilot. I feel like there could be a tendency to focus too much on it's weird to describe. You know, like when you're at the gym and you go every day and it's good for your health, right? And then there's people who overdo it and they overstress their muscles, or they do it to escape because it makes them stop thinking, or they want that rush of endorphins. That's what this is. So I feel like you could be skirting the line between that this month, or you could be wanting to avoid that, especially if you're known for overdoing something, like overworking or over editing, over planning. I feel like you could be learning how to balance those two out. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, because you understand that being in control, there's a fine line between being in control of the self and letting the need for self-control control you. Does that make sense? Some of you could also be unleashing a lot of energy this month. Like, yes, it's peaceful, but you're also going to be full of energy. You could be wanting to do a lot more. You could be gaining a lot more motivation as well. We have the Ace of Wands. Lots of Wands energy. I love it. Which is really interesting. And this is, ooh, what is this? The Four of Cups reversed. I like seeing the Four of Cups reversed because you're no longer letting feelings get you down. So even if you're feeling a particular way, you could still move on with your daily life or something like that. The best way I can describe it, you know how some people, when they feel bad, they just don't feel like doing anything? This would be like, even if you're feeling bad or good, it's going to be irrelevant to how you do your things every day. Like, you may wake up with a little sadness or feeling uneasy, but you're still going to carry out your everyday. And that's why I feel like you're going to be, again, trying to find a balance between just living your life and then overdoing the overworking, overdoing the whatever it is that you overdo. I'm trying to figure out what it is that you overdo, because not everybody is going to identify with being, you know, very on top of things, very... What is it that you're overdoing? I'm not even sure. I guess whatever it is that you do in your daily life, you could overdo it. This would be like over cleaning. It's one thing to clean the house every day. It's another to deep clean the house every day. You know, I feel like you're going to be trying to figure out where your comfortable medium between those two are. And then back of the deck is the World. Because you're ending out a cycle. It's almost like wanting to be over prepared for something, like, you know, something's ending or something new could be beginning as well. So I'm seeing specifically the image of like cleaning out either a closet or somebody's room, but then you do a deep clean because you realize you're trying to get more than just the filth out. You want to get the energy that you feel in there out. Some of you could benefit from like a spiritual cleansing, whether that's playing Tibetan bells or even just playing like binaural beats to cleanse out negative energy, or even smudging if that's your thing, you know, burning Palo Santo, or even just incense or a candle. Because what you're really trying to get rid of is the energy of something. I feel like you're trying to deal with it on a more mundane, or not mundane, what's the word? On a more 3D level, on a more human level. But what you really need to do is go at it at a more spiritual or vibrational or energetic level. I hope that made sense. That was really interesting to tap into. Because I'm the opposite. I'll attack everything from an energetic level first, and then I'll do it in the 3D, because that's just how I operate. So let's move on to friendships and love and romance. What's happening for you in February? Well, some of you have a Valentine. Okay, we have the Sun, the High Priestess, and Judgment. You have to make a call about somebody in your life who... I don't know if they've been taking up too much space, or I don't know if they've just been very overwhelming. But I feel like you're starting to identify somebody's place in your life. And this could go either way. This could either be like you really don't like them, so you have to kind of like put that boundary, or you do like them, so you want to solidify something. I feel like that solidifying of something would be more if it's romantic. Like if you're dating somebody and you're not sure where they stand with you, you may have to finally make that decision this month. Or if this is like a friend who's been causing trouble, you may have to let go of them. Or if it's a friend that you want to get closer to and you like their energy, you might ask them to, you know, do something more friendship-wise. Like if they were just a casual friend, you might just ask to hang out with them one-on-one. So I do see you making decisions about the people in your life this month for sure. Both positive and negative, because I'm getting a very neutral energy from that. Let's get more cards. We have the Six of Cups. Yes, especially those that you've known for a long time. There's something about inner child healing as well. There's also a lot of innocence and playfulness this month for you, for sure. And we have the Page of Pentacles. How am I meant to take this? Interesting that it keeps wanting to face to the past. I feel like there's somebody here who's been in your life for a long time, or long enough that you can make your mind up about them. And like I said, if it's somebody that you know is not a great presence in your life, you could decide to just make that boundary or kick them out of your life completely. But if it's somebody positive, you might want to keep them around a little bit longer, and maybe even show your gratitude or affection or whatever is appropriate here to that person in a specific type of way. I know this happens with friends sometimes, especially when you make friends like either in school or at work, and you're like, hey, let's hang out outside of where we usually see each other. I'm getting that kind of energy. But this could also, of course, be more romantic, where like you've been seeing somebody and you want to take it to the next level, wherever that next level may be. And back of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles, because you understand that sometimes that empty feeling that you've been having is really just a lack of having people around you. Not that you're seeking external validation, but it really does help to be surrounded by people who adore and support you, and that you also adore and support as well. So very positive energy there. And then for career and finances, what's happening for my pile 1? I keep wanting to say pile 2. So if you were called to that one, you might want to check it out after this. All right, we have the Three of Swords, the Emperor. There's a boss here who's doing something that is really, really disappointing. This would be like maybe they're making a decision that everybody's upset with. It's not just you. It's nothing personal. But they're choosing somebody new is coming into the workplace that not everybody is happy about. King of Cups. Interesting. Another way I'm reading this, it's really interesting. Four of Wands reversed. Back of the deck, Knight of Wands. Okay. Another way of seeing let me finish out the first way I'm seeing it. Because the first way I'm seeing it is somebody here could decide to make a decision based off their own emotions as opposed to something more impartial or more logical. And I think some people will benefit from this, but other people will not like it. It's like making a decision based on nostalgia, or this definitely reeks of nepotism as well, if that's something that happens in your workplace a lot and you're aware of it. But for the wrong reasons, because I don't think all nepotism is bad. I think it all depends on the situation and what it is. But this is what it feels like, because somebody loses out on something because somebody's family member or somebody's friend comes into the workplace instead. So if somebody was up for a promotion, it's like somebody else gets it over somebody who deserves it. Unfortunately, that's what I'm seeing. And it's like, this decision is final with the Emperor here. And the the Six of Wands reversed. It's like people are going to be forced to celebrate it, but no one's actually happy about it. So some people could be really fake about this. I keep seeing that, like people trying to celebrate something, but they know that they did somebody dirty. So it's very fake. It feels, whatever this decision was, it was based off of favoritism or nepotism or somebody's emotions or somebody liking somebody. So be ready for that. And if it's not in your immediate workplace, it could be outside of it. If I was to read this more finance-wise, you may have to spend a lot of money on a particular person, somebody with very strong masculine energy who I feel like you shouldn't be having to spend money on. So take that as it resonates. Yeah. I feel like you will get over this after some time, but I keep hearing BS in the workplace due to some sort of, I keep hearing a father figure. Maybe somebody brings their son into the workplace and promotes them, because I get a lot of like strong masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a man, but I keep hearing that. But that said, I don't think it's going to be awful forever. It's just really shady what happened, really unfortunate. But I feel like people will get over it. I'm getting that very strongly. I don't know who that's for. Another way, again, if I'm just to see this in finances, you're going to be spending a lot of money on somebody that you don't want to have to spend money on, because they should have already had their finances figured out. This could be a parental figure. This could be an older child if you have a child that is of age to be able to provide for themselves, or even like a brother figure. I keep saying masculine things, but this would be like giving your boss money when they make more money than you. That's what that feels like. So, yeah, that's what that feels like. And it's going to put a bad taste in everybody's mouth, not just you. It's like when you tell people about it, they're like, why are you paying for your boss's lunch? It should be the other way around, which is really weird. Okay, so with that said, let's get your final cards, some advice cards for you, pile 1. So let's start with your reflections cards. We have, you are more than enough. You are more than enough. There could be something here about feeling like, maybe you'll finally come to realize this, because I get the feeling that for a long time you felt a lack, or you felt that there was something missing. And the truth is that you were more than enough. It was all a matter of your environment or the people you were keeping around that were making you feel like you were less. And from the Affirmators Love and Relationship deck, ownership. I take ownership for how I make others feel, and I do my part to repair any bridges I might have burned or perhaps even lightly singed. If bridge mending feels impossible, then I can start small. Instead of becoming a bridge architect, maybe I'll just skip the bridge and walk the long way around. Taking ownership is great for burning calories. This makes me think of a song, and Norah Jones, I think she does a cover of it because I think it's a country song. It's called The Long Way Home. And the lyrics of the song, they repeat. She keeps saying, "Forgive me, pretty baby, but I always take the long way home." What is that song about? I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard it. But it makes me think that, you know, when you are hanging out with somebody and you kind of don't want the night or the day or the date to end, so you decide to take the long way there. Like instead of taking a car from point A to point B, you decide to walk just because it's going to give you more time with somebody. It's kind of giving me that. So you may decide to take your time with something this month just because it's going to give you more. It's the scenic route, if you will. It's going to give you more time with something or someone, or with an experience that you may not want to end. But this is where I leave it, my beautiful pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the blue calcite heart, then we have a reading here for you for the month of February 2026. We're going to see what February has in store. We're going to start with the oracles, and then we're going to move on to the tarot to see your general love, relationship, and career/finance. So we're going to start with the card you chose. You have Blue Lotus, number 5, Intuition. So your intuition could be amping up this month for sure, especially during Pisces season. Or if you have, in astrology, if you have Neptune in Aquarius or Pisces, which I want to say the generation right after me did, because mine was in Capricorn. So your intuition is amplifying for sure. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your oracles. We have Soul Retrieval, Deep Soul Healing with the Goddess. Ooh, love it. You could be doing some energy healing or Reiki. This would be a great month to do so. And Scales of Balance, Ancient Tantra of the Soul. We also have Rose Within Thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. Oh, I love this. I'm going to put her between these two. Yeah, some of you are definitely having like some sort of energy healing or Reiki, something that opens up something within you. Because the energy I'm picking up from this is whenever I first became intuitive, I did so because I was releasing a lot of negative energy that I had just kind of let sit within me for a long time, and this is what this feels like. I even remember the song that I heard, that came into my head. I wasn't listening to it on the radio. It just kind of popped into my head, and I started singing it on the way back home after that intense session. And the song is called El Presente by Julieta Venegas, but basically the song is about the present moment. The song goes, the present is all that there is, the present is all we have. So I feel like you're going to become very present after releasing a lot of these inner turmoil that I'm feeling for you, especially from the past or even anxieties about the future. You're going to be living in the moment and not letting anything distract you. I'm getting that very strongly already. We have Rose. Interesting that Rose comes through twice here. I don't know if roses are of importance or somebody could be named Rose. We also have Cave Retreat, number 25, and 2 cards from the Lucy Oracle. This is a handmade oracle that my sister Michelle made. It's based off our dog Lucy, who, fun fact, her birthday is actually in February. She was born the 20th. She is a Pisces doggy. She is very intuitive. Also a little spooky. She can have like her cute little spooky moments. We have number 2, Chicken Energy, and number 6, Sweet Potato Health. These are her favorite foods, chicken and sweet potato. So I feel like whatever you're doing, you do it at first because of your either mental, emotional, or physical health. But it ends up waking you up energetically. Or it ends up waking you up psychically, spiritually. Because that's what happened to me. I kept having certain health issues revolving around a person I knew about. So after some time, just because this person at one point mentioned, they were joking. They were like, oh, I think I'm cursed. I think my family's cursed. I kind of took it to heart and decided to go to an energy healer and be like, hey, this person once mentioned that they were cursed. What do you think? And that's how that whole thing began, almost out of nowhere. So I feel like whatever you're doing, you're actually doing it for your health, and you end up gaining more than you realized. I think it ends up waking up your entire third eye, your heart, your throat chakra, whatever it is, the crown. It ends up being an awakening here. And it will feel a little bit like you're balancing yourself out here. With sweet potato chicken, I'm also thinking of like nourishment. So maybe some of you could start eating healthier, or deciding to make healthier choices in life in general, especially anything that contributes to your energy. For example, let's say for me, doing yoga in the morning gives me more energy. So if I was to do that, that would be my choice to create a healthier life. Also eating certain foods versus eating, junk food. Nothing against junk food. I know it can be great sometimes. It can be nostalgic. And sometimes it just hits the spot. Sometimes you just really, really crave a good brownie. But if you were to eat it every day, it wouldn't be healthy. So again, finding that balance, the scales of balance here. Love the energy here. With retreat, you could decide to go away for the month as well, or maybe for a weekend. I know February used to be my favorite month to have like a weekend getaway, specifically in the mountains, because after the holidays, but right before Valentine's is when there would be nobody anywhere. So I could really enjoy time to myself. So some of you could do that. But yeah, you're going to become a rose without her thorns and just be a rose. Beautiful, splendid, bright. Maybe somebody could be giving you roses as well this month. You know, it is Valentine's month. So with that said, let's get into your tarot for pile 2. I'm going to start with the general for pile 2. What's happening for pile 2 in February? We have, ooh, interesting. The 7 of Cups. Interesting. I never even bothered looking at this card closely, but it says protect, pleasure, never hurts to try. You could decide to try out something new this month. And it is meant to be taken reverse, but I'm kind of keeping it upright because the 7 of Cups is a cup of choices, but also deciding to partake in certain things that maybe you didn't think you would before. We also have the Ace of Swords, Resplendence. Look at Bulbasaur, he's so cute. Nourishment, again. I feel like I'm not supposed to be taking these reversed, but there's like a new idea and you decide to go along with it. I feel like there's something new in this month for you. And even though you would typically say no, you decide to take a chance and say yes here. We also have the 10 of Swords. Burn, feeble foundation, unavoidable crisis. Interesting. So here I'm kind of also sensing that you could decide to do something because you're kind of forced to. Again, I'm getting the story of how I came into my spiritual awakening, and that came as a result of a health issue that I wanted to solve in a very unconventional way, and that's how I got to where I am now. I'm not saying that everybody should go along with it, and of course, if you do have a health issue, do seek out professional advice. This is just a tarot reading. I am not a substitute for professional advice at all, but I'm kind of getting that feeling that something is going to push you to something new. Resistance. Yeah, these are all coming out reversed. When everything comes out reversed, I make everything upright because it doesn't make sense to have everything reversed. So with resistance here, I feel like, again, there was a feeling that you don't want to be like everybody else, or you're resisting having to be like everybody else. It's like giving into something that you felt you had some type of way towards something before, but now that you're giving into it and like doing the thing, you're kind of glad that you did. And I feel like at first you wanted to resist it because everybody else was doing it, or you felt that there was some sort of nonsense to it. And whatever it is, it could be up to you. I know people who are like this with things like yoga and massages, even though massages have proven to be really good for blood circulation. There are people out there who don't like the idea of somebody touching them, and that's okay. But a massage can be really healthy. Same thing with yoga. Some people don't like it because, I don't know, maybe they just think you're supposed to sit and stretch. It's more than just stretching. It's dynamic movement. It's also connecting the mind, body, and spirit, which a lot of people don't, because some people are afraid of their mind or spirit or body, all of the above, you know? For some people, it's things like hiking. I know I resisted it because I was afraid of the nature. I was afraid of the outdoors for so long. But then once I started doing it, I realized how much I enjoyed it and liked it, and how it almost feels very peaceful. Like, it's something that my family still doesn't get because they definitely didn't hike when they were younger, or, you know, at all in their life. But I enjoy it. Like, it's definitely not my culture, but I like it. And then we have the King of Cups, Fickle Cycle. Ooh, I love this. I also love all like the flora energy coming through here with Bulbasaur, and even these little flowers that is this Spiro is pecking at. So there's something about finding a sense of comfort within the things that you didn't think you would find a sense of comfort in. And then back of the deck, 10 of Pentacles. Not only that, maturation. Yeah, exactly. That's what this is. It's like whatever this is, you find a sense of stability in it. Okay, so in terms of friendships, relationships, love, what is happening for my pile 2 this month, the month of February? Oh, a lot of cards wanted to come out. We have Death reversed. Yeah, the 5 of Swords. Something's coming back around because somebody feels sorry for what they said or what they did. It's like if something ended on the wrong note, or if something ended in a weird way that didn't feel right, somebody's going to come back around and either try to apologize or try to make things better. It's up to you whether you want to accept this or not, but I do see that. I don't know who initiates this. It could be you or them, because I'm trying to figure out if this was on your part or their part. We have the Page of Swords. This person will not know how to do this, so do be patient with them. It's like they're trying to find the words, but they've never really been good with words to begin with. It also bothers me that all your cards are coming out reversed, and I'm wondering why that is. Like, it's one thing to get 1 or 2 cards in reversed, or a specific card reversed, but you're getting all of them reversed. We have the 7 of Cups. And the Hermit. You thought somebody had options. The truth is their option was just their solitude. The truth is their option could also have been like either an illusion or like a dream. Like whatever this is, you thought that they were like choosing something or somebody above you. And the truth is they were just choosing something that was much easier for them, or they were choosing something that was more of an escape. So this would be like, and you see memes of this a lot online. Like when you think your boy or your girl is out there, it's usually guys though, girls imagining that their guys are out there talking to some other girl or, you know, sliding into somebody's DMs. And the truth is they're just blocked away playing video games 24/7. You know, it's kind of giving that. Because this person, I feel like they were seeking some sort of escape or an outlet or something that wasn't you, because they were really focusing on themselves and whatever was going on internally. But in doing that, they also realized that they've either hurt you in some way or that they've neglected you, and they didn't mean to do that. They were just trying to take care of themselves in a way that they knew how. Maybe not the best way, maybe not the... I don't know if it was the best way or not, but they sure didn't take anybody else into consideration with the Hermit here. And I think that's why the Page of Swords is reversed, because they probably should have communicated something better. They should have let you know something. They should have been a lot more attentive to your needs, wants, desires, or even just considering you. I feel like this person was being a little careless. So do be gentle with them, because I can see some of you just kind of wanting to brush this off. Back of the deck, 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're ready to go at it. Like, especially for those of you who are more argumentative or more my aggressive types, or you know, it's like you have receipts, like you were ready to go in on them, but then they're like, please don't be mean with me. I'm trying to apologize, you know? And I don't know if you'll accept that or not, but I do see the genuine concern from them, the genuine turmoil within this person. This does feel more romantic. This would be like if somebody ghosted and they want to say like they didn't mean to ghost, they just don't know how to communicate. Like, no duh. I feel like ghosting is an admitting of failure to communicate. And sometimes, sometimes I feel like ghosting can have its place, like especially if it's like somebody who's like being really creepy or whatever, somebody who's like being awful. This person is not this, and if they were, they didn't mean to be. But it's up to you how you decide to take this. Because I can see you being ready to just point out a lot of bad things, but I think they're already aware of that. So even if you do point out what's going on, they're gonna agree, but they still want to make it up to you somehow because you fascinate them and they like you. This could be a friendship as well, but I am getting for some of you that this could have been either romantic or potential romantic, but I feel like it could go either way. Or even family. It could be anything, but for whatever reason, I'm getting a strong sense of like romance here. So take that as it resonates. So pile 2, let's get your career and finance. We have the Knight of Cups. You have the 4 of Swords. People are really seeking you out for your charm, good graces, and good energy this month. But I don't know if you're going to be ready for it, because I see you still like either in hermit mode yourself, or you could just be like not in the mood to be providing for everybody. Because look how Kuromi's asleep in bed, and reverse, it's like, why are you guys waking me up? It's like literally shaking her upside down to wake her up. And you're like, can you guys leave me alone for 1 minute? So you're popular in the workplace, not just for your work, but also for your overall energy. Yeah, 3 of Cups. Sorry. Yeah, 3 of Cups. Because you're not feeling it. Like, you're not feeling like being buddies with everybody. Or you don't want to be on everybody's team. Not this month. You're sitting it out. Yeah, 5 of Swords. And you may have to disappoint some people and say, hey, actually, I don't want to take up this offer. Or, hey, I don't want to work on this project. Or, hey, I would rather not work with this person. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles. Because this month, surprisingly, you're not caring about either accelerating forward in your career or finances. Another way of seeing this if you have friends who always want you to go out with them because they know you can spend the money, or maybe they always go out and they end up overspending, so you overspend, you may decide to be like, no, not this week, not this month, I'm trying to save up. So take whichever resonates more. Back of the deck, 2 of Wands. So yeah, you may have to say no to something because you either can't afford it, or if it's the workplace, you may decide to say no to something because it's not worth the money. It's not worth whatever it's costing you. If it's not money, it could just be costing you your time, energy, and patience, and it's not worth it. So I see you being a big old nope in terms of career and finance this month. But and I think people are just drawn to you more so than usual. So this is kind of giving like a Venus square something. Venus square Saturn? I have that natally, and I get that. Like, I'll attract a lot of people that I actually want nothing to do with sometimes. Or it's kind of hard to keep up with friends because their values and my values will not always be the same. So I kind of get that kind of feeling for you, pile 2, at least this month. It won't last forever, but definitely this month. You're sitting it out. You are okay sitting something out. So let's get your final advice, my beautiful pile 2. And if you're enjoying this, feel free to like, subscribe, hype up the video if that's still a thing. I forgot it was a thing. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe that's why I'm not getting as much views as I usually do. Alright, so let's get your final cards. We're going to start with the affirmators, love and relationship. Thoughtfulness. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket? Make them a snack? Order them a book? Anything thoughtful can be an act of love, even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Unless you're dating the trash, in which case, don't take it to the dumpster, take it somewhere fancy. Wow, who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? I almost got a little teary-eyed with this because I feel like somebody's going to show their affection with something physical. And it's gonna bring tears to you or something. Whatever this is, it could be like a small gift, or it could be maybe a small gesture. Gesture, yeah. Sorry, I was saying that word a little weird. And I think it's going to make you feel really good. You could do this for somebody else, of course, but I feel like somebody's going to do this for you this month. And then it's going to take you by surprise. To the point where you're like, who is this person? Where's my person? This isn't you, you know? It's giving that. And then the last card is, what if you embraced it for what it is, instead of dwelling on how you think it should be? What if you embraced it for what it is instead of what you think it should be? Yeah, I feel like you're just going to be content with how something is and not try to push it any further. Or vice versa. Maybe somebody here is going to be content with what's going on and not try to advance anything. Yeah, this month is going to be very chill for a lot of you. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the smoky quartz heart, then we have a reading here for your February 2026 readings. We're going to see what the month of February has in store for you. We're going to start with the oracles, and we're going to get into your tarot. So let's start with the card you chose. We have number 26, Cordyceps, Revival. Ooh, I love this. It's giving a renewal in something, a revival. You're going to bring back something that maybe you kind of let go for a little bit, or there could be like a new part of you that is wanting to come back. Well, not a new part, but a part of you that is wanting to come back. And it's going to feel new. Proper burial for freedom. Sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. We have morning dew. Clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. Oh, I like this. You might become a morning person this month. We have 45. Journey and labyrinth. We have number 19. Gift. And this is a card from the Lucy Oracle. It's a handmade oracle my sister made based off our dog Lucy. We have number 3. Walkies, Vitality. So some of you could literally be going on a specific journey where you're going somewhere. It's making me think of, you may be going out for walks or hikes, or even like a walk could give you a lot of clarity this month with morning dew. Maybe you decide to wake up early to go on morning walks, if that is appropriate or if that's something that's important. With gift, I am seeing that you might be literally receiving a gift, but the gift could also be the gift of time, the gift of of yourself to others, or the gift of freedom. Because proper burial for freedom here. I want to read from the book for that, because I actually got this card in another pile for this reading, but I want to see what it has for this one. So from the book, we have, in order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs to the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves us, which is better left to die, though it takes great spiritual courage and trust to allow this to happen. Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be part of your life so that you may be free. So yeah, there's a big energy of releasing this month for sure. For me, the new year always began with the Lunar New Year, because to me it makes sense in terms of, I don't know, I guess in terms of energy. So it's the Aquarius new moon. The Aquarius new moon this month could be important. I forget which day that is. I want to say it's the 18th or something close to that. But I do see that you're going to be releasing something and you're going to be opening up to a new way of life, something better for you for sure. Because it's going to bring back vitality, and it's almost going to be like the gift that you give to yourself is the gift of a much more healthy life, an open life, a peaceful life as well, which has been a recurring theme in this entire reading for the entire month of February. So we're definitely letting go of something and stepping into much more peaceful energy, which is ironic because it's the year of the fire horse, and fire horse compared to a snake is a lot more, what's the word, rambunctious? I don't know, I'm excited for it. But some people do find peace in there being a lot more, what's the word, energy? Sometimes having a lot of energy can be more peaceful than being bogged down by a lack of energy. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting from this pile. So I hope that made sense. Important dates here could be the 26th, not 45, though somebody could be 45, number 3, and the 19th. So the 3rd, 19th, and 26th of this month could be important. But let's get right into your tarot. We're going to look at the general love, relationship, and career sections of your month of February. So pile 3. That was a pretty quick one. Interesting. This month could go by pretty fast for you as well, pile 3. We have the 8 of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're slowing down for a good reason. I feel like, especially if you got used to the fast pace of the holidays or the new year or whatever, I feel like you're slowing down this month. We also have the 3 of Wands, and you're making plans. When you slow down, I feel like you're able to make better plans than when you're in a rush and making decisions based off, you know, right off the bat. I feel like you're going to be making decisions at a slower pace, so therefore you make better decisions. We also have the 6 of Pentacles reversed. There is something here about an imbalance that may need to be addressed, or maybe you're taking on more responsibility than others. I don't know if that's because you want to or because you need to, but beware of this balance or imbalance that is happening in February. You have the Lovers. I love it. You're going to be coming together with certain people that really are matching your energy. Oh, I read this in another reading where you're slowing down for other people so they can meet you where you are, and they might be speeding up for you. But regardless, it's like you're going to make this imbalanced a balance. So you're working with somebody or someone here. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend, or it could be work related. But regardless, you're working with people here. We also have the Moon, subconscious feelings. Ooh, I love it. And then the Tower. There's going to be an admission of something here. I feel like somebody could be telling you something that you weren't expecting, because I feel like the feelings become too much, or like something gets accidentally slipped. I'm thinking of a Freudian slip, like somebody may accidentally say something and then you question it, and then that leads to a release of like a feeling or a secrecy here. There's a specific scenario I'm being shown, and this could be any type of way. I do see it romantic more than usual, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's just more entertaining for me this way. But let's say you hang around somebody a lot, and things have become imbalanced between the both of you for whatever reason. And then you address it, and then they help you out with it. And then like little by little with the things that they do, they're kind of expressing how much they are into you. Or you may be getting the feeling that somebody is into you because of their actions or their words. Or I feel like it's more actions here with all this Wand energy and Pentacles. Because words would be swords, and I don't see that. But it's like you get the feeling that somebody has felt some type of way towards you, and then it accidentally slips that, yes, they do feel this way towards you. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. I could actually see this in an 18+ way that I refuse to share, but maybe some of you are having a little bit of a a cute raunchy episode with somebody. With that said, let's move on to the love and relationship, because I'm kind of curious about that now. But yeah, something gets out in the air because somebody has been acting a particular way towards you, especially once you change up your pace and they realize that you're changing up your pace. It starts showing. It's kind of like once you decide to act a different way towards somebody, they start questioning that, but then you question why they're questioning that, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, you know, it like something gets revealed because of that, which is really interesting. Okay, so love and relationships. We have the 3 of Cups. So I meant to take this how? Reversed. Reversed. You could have multiple options, or you could be hanging out around a lot of friends. You have the Page of Cups. I'm getting jealousy. Jealousy, unexpected jealousy. This could be somebody from your past getting jealous of somebody with you now, or somebody, I don't know. There's like it almost feels like a delayed jealousy. Does that make sense? This would be like your ex finding out much later that you got with somebody new. And you're kind of like, really? Right now you're expressing your jealousy when I've been with this person for years? Or it could be somebody trying to hide their feelings, but in trying to hide their feelings, they actually show more of themselves than they realize, because the Tower came up here twice. And this is kind of mimicking what was coming up here in the general. And the reason it's coming through is because I feel like it's going to make a big impact on you this month. How somebody feels towards you, romantic or otherwise. Ace of Pentacles. And 7 of Wands. Interesting. Somebody can no longer escape how they're hiding. Sorry, hide how they're feeling from you, or escape what they're feeling for you. So I feel like they wanted to remain friends here with the 3 of Cups, or they may try to get other people involved. And by that, I mean, like, let's say you're hanging out with people in a group of people, and they decided, hey, instead of one-on-one, let's hang out with other people, because they thought, oh, there's no way I can show them how I feel about them that way. Like, they're trying to hide their feelings, so they want to hang out with a bunch of people. But amongst these other people is somebody who really is into you, and they want to flirt with you. So you might flirt back, or you might just, you know, receive their advances very politely, I guess. And instead, it's like this person is feeling some type of way. It's like, crap, I did this to avoid this feeling of jealousy, or this feeling that I have towards pile 3. And instead, it's like there was no winning for them. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute, the scenario I'm seeing. Like, they literally wanted to involve you in a group setting to avoid feelings. But in that group setting, their feelings just intensified. That's why I'm sensing jealousy here. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. And I think they're going to do something about it. Like, I feel like in the past, they would have done nothing, or they would have just been like, whatever. But now it's like the feelings have gotten to a point where it's the Tower moment. This does feel more romantic than anything, but it could also be friends. You know, when friends get very possessive of their friends, or they don't want their friends hanging out with other friends. It's like somebody here got tired of doing everything one-on-one, or like just being with one, I don't know. They were trying to avoid feelings, and in bringing other people in, there were more feelings involved. It's like, I see this as the other person though, pile 3. I need you to understand. It's like if you thought somebody had feelings towards you and they've been denying it or haven't been showing it, and they're just like, no, whatever. And then you get in a group of people and it's like, wait a minute, that's my pile 3. I don't want anybody else talking to my pile 3. What's happening? So there's going to be an admission of something here, because both the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands is facing forward, letting me know that they will do something about this in the future, because they're kind of tired of their own BS when it comes to this. And 10 of Cups. Yeah. Cute development. I don't know. This feels very romantic. So let me know what's going on here. It's like maybe you wanted to do something Valentine's-wise with you and your partner, but they were like, no, let's do a double date, or let's go to this Valentine's party. And then somebody there hits on you and they're like, wait a minute, we should have just done this one-on-one. It's kind of cute. I keep getting that. Okay, so for career and finances for my pile 3, we have the Knight of Swords, communication of a miscommunication. There could be a lot of back and forth, Queen of Cups, because somebody here isn't expressing what needs to be expressed. Instead, they're kind of worried of how they're going to come off to people. Somebody here is a little too personable in the workplace when they need to be a little bit more professional. 5 of Swords, yeah. And 8 of Wands. Whatever this is, it'll blow over, but I feel like somebody here, they say the wrong thing, so they end up correcting themselves, or they made a decision based off emotion as opposed to logic when they really needed to be logical, so they end up taking it back and it just makes them look a little bad. But I feel like people will get over it, or they're going to, it's something where you're going to have to get over it, but it's going to rub you the wrong way because this person is supposed to be professional, or maybe they're kind of like an older figure here, or they've been with the company a long time, so they're going to do something where they really should have known better, and it's going to annoy you. But what can you do? Because the 5 of Swords lets me know that you've been putting up with this for a while. And then Ace of Swords. And maybe you might suggest something new to them. And 2 of Cups and King of Pentacles, I don't feel like you're going to trust this person anymore. Going forward, I feel like your trust in them has wavered. But this person really should have known better, or should have communicated better. This almost feels like a, what's it called? A flub. Like they accidentally emailed the wrong thing to the wrong person, so they have to take it back. Or they say or express something that really should have been an inside voice kind of thing. Like it should have stayed inside their mind, and instead they said it out loud. So I feel like you're going to see this a lot in the workplace from this particular person. This does feel like a feminine energy. They do not have to be a woman, but they could operate in a very feminine way when it comes to the workplace. So for example, it would be like a man in HR or something like that, where they have to operate on a very personable level, more so than the other position. So this would be like a one-on-one type of thing. Or somebody that even you got close to, kind of, sort of, like you almost see them as a mother figure or older sister figure. I say mother and sister because, like I said, feminine figure here with the queens, but it could also be somebody that you thought you were okay with. But after this, I feel like you realize that you can't really trust them. I don't think it's going to hit you that hard. Like this is somebody who was already like up there, a professional, somebody that you reported to. So you could give or take the feelings of friendship, but I feel like you get to see a side of them that just leaves not the best impression. So that's what I'm seeing for the workplace. Pile 3. So with that said, let's move on to your closing advice, your closing cards. It's going to be an interesting Valentine's Day for you for sure this year, pile 3, because all that feeling of somebody here expressing their emotions. I mean, expressing their emotions could also be the workplace dynamic. Maybe you might see that a lot. For you, this could be a common theme. So let's get your reflection cards. Oh, you got 2. So we have, let me not misread this. There is a choice in every moment. We can be invited by external forces to become disrupted internally. Ultimately, we choose to accept or decline. There is a choice in every moment. Yeah, I feel like there's people out there who refuse to make choices, feeling that somehow not making a choice abstains them from having to take accountability for the choice that they didn't make. But the truth is, not making a choice is still a choice. And that's kind of the thing I can't stand about indecision. Like, indecision in itself, the lack of a choice, refusal to make a choice is still a choice. So you still take accountability for that act of inaction. And I felt very strongly about that. I don't know who here has been indecisive or inactive or has been refusing to do something, but I'm getting that very strongly, pile 3. So you're going to hold them accountable for what they've done or haven't done. And make peace with your past so it won't disturb your present. Yeah, you might have to make peace with the past. Somebody else may have to make peace with the past, especially a past with you. And then we have the affirmators, love and relationships. I just took a really deep breath here, almost like the backwards of a sigh. Like, you know how when you sigh, you're like, oh, I just took a very deep breath. So something here has been going on for a long time, and it might start to wear you out. We have wholeness. I am complete, whole, and filled with love. I have everything I need. If I ask or look for more, I'm ignoring the love and gifts that are already in my life. Instead, I'll be grateful and acknowledge that anything else would be extra icing on life's cake. I feel like that's self-explanatory. So you don't really need anyone or anything else, but it'd be nice to have that anybody or anybody else, I guess. But you are whole, all in of yourself. You know this, you acknowledge this, you live a very beautiful and complete life. And if you don't, I would suggest that you take the steps to do that, because I feel like whatever you have going on is really amazing. And people can either add or subtract to that. Make sure you're sticking around with people who are adding to that. But this is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the selenite heart, then we have your reading here for you for the month of February 2026. We're going to see what February has in store for you. We're going to start with the oracles, and we're going to look at the tarot to see more specifically what is happening for you this month. So we have ashwagandha, number 54, purpose. Oh, I like ashwagandha. You might start taking ashwagandha to calm the nerves. I've heard about that. I used to take it, but I didn't see much of an effect on me. But I know it can be very calming. But with this card, it gives a sense of purpose. This also makes me think of, for whatever reason, I'm thinking of the Lovers card, because we have the sun and moon, counterpart energy, yin, yang, feminine, masculine. There's something about opposites attracting here, and I feel like that could be important here. Because sometimes we gain a sense of purpose when we when we find the right thing meant for us. This could be a person, a situation, or even a calling. Interesting that I said fight, though. That might have been a Freudian slip. So maybe at first you're fighting this, and then you're slowly but surely accepting it. Let me get the rest of your cards. We have key, freedom, number 32. We have potion, number 5. We have healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. And chariot of ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate. Oh, interesting. You're finding the answer to something. You are finding the answer to something this month. You're finding a very key piece to a puzzle. You're finding an answer. You're getting an answer. You're finding a purpose for sure, or part of your purpose, something that goes along with your life purpose. But you're finding something, because potion makes me think of healing. Like how in video games you get a potion and it gets your HP up, kind of like Legend of Zelda. I'm hearing the little, or even in a Pokemon too, because I've been playing Pokemon. Giving them a potion brings the HP back up. So you're replenishing in some way, but also finding the answer, a solution to something. You're definitely healing. And not just healing, it's kind of like you heal by finding an answer. For a lot of you, sometimes asking a question can feel like depletion, but getting an answer can feel like filling that cup back up. So I really do like this. Love this energy for you. What else is coming through? It's that simple. You might find freedom in something. Again, finding the key to a hole here. Sorry. I don't know why I have the sense of humor of a middle schooler, but I'm getting that you find the answer, the key to the hole, the missing piece. Two things come together and it makes sense here. So you're finding a sense of purpose and a sense of sense, if that makes any sense. Let's move on to the tarot. I love this, but yes, you are healing and understanding that what you were asking for, what you were looking for, is nothing crazy or nothing out of the ordinary. Whatever it is that you've been looking for, the answers that you've been wanting, have always been an okay thing. I don't know why I'm getting a little emotional about that. I feel like, especially for those of you who have been made to feel like you're crazy, or that you've been dismissed about certain yearnings, desires, or whatever it is that you've been wanting, you may have been feeling a little neglected or brushed off, but then you find the answer and it's like, see, I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew what I was asking for wasn't out of the ordinary. That's what I'm hearing for a lot of you. Very pivotal energy. Love this month for everybody, by the way. All these piles have been really, really good. Let's go ahead and get your general in the tarot. So what is happening for my pile 4? We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed. Something has been unbalanced. We have the recklessness. Yeah, something has become so unbalanced to the point where you're not even aware, or you weren't aware of how imbalanced it was. You know, when it makes me think of how when people walk, I'm thinking of posture. Like some people don't realize that they step a little too hard on one side versus the other. Like you go a little bit more strong on one foot than the other. It's giving that. And it's not until you go to a doctor or you see a whatever a foot doctor is called. Until you see a foot doctor, they're like, you know, you step on the left hip a little bit more than the right hip, so then you're unbalanced. It's giving that. Like, you weren't aware of how much you were giving to something to the point where it became normal. And now that you're waking up from it, now that you're shaking away from it, it's like, oh wow, yeah, that's not normal at all. So whatever it is, you've been giving too much, or maybe not giving enough to something here. But for a lot of you, I do feel like it's been giving too much. We have the Fool. We have, this is the 9 of Cups. A wish is granted, and a wish is granted once you let go of wanting that wish to be true. Which, isn't that always how it works? Once you stop wanting the thing comes through. Once you stop wanting something, it comes through. And then we have the 2 of Wands. Don't count your what? Don't count your dotrio before they hatch. Is that what it's called? Dotrio? I forgot. But it's reversed. Because I feel like for a lot of you, you called something. You know how people say, oh, don't count on something before it hatches? Here, it's like you take a risk and it turns out to be right. Again, I keep getting the feeling that if you were getting some sort of intuition hint or gut feeling about something, and everybody and their mother has been telling you, no, that's not true, you finally get proof of something being right here. And I feel like you almost get like an out-of-body experience knowing that you were right about something, especially with the Fool here. Because of all the things. This is Slowking. I think that's this Pokemon. That's what he's called. He's a psychic Pokemon, psychic water Pokemon. So again, your intuition has been right about something, or you've been looking for something because the universe wouldn't give you a certain desire unless it was meant for you in some way, shape, or form. And it's like once you receive it, once you find it this month, it's like it makes sense to you. Back of the deck, we have the 2 of Cups. For some of you, this could be about finding somebody, or finding a person that is also into the same things that you are. So for example, this would be like, let's say you've been looking for a romantic partner that has XYZ traits, and people tell you, oh, that's never going to happen. That's not how those kinds of people are. But then you find that exact person. It's like, see, look what tell them what you do. Tell them what it is. And that person tells them exactly what it is that they've been wanting. I feel like you find somebody that finally gets you this month. It could be a friend. It could be romantic partner. It could even be a business partner. Like maybe you find an investor that people say would never exist, because who would want to invest in whatever it is that you want? And that's kind of what's coming through. So you find something important this month. This card says, it is hard to quiet a doubt. Make it a duet so it is not your fears that sing louder. Yeah, because I feel like you were allowing your fears or anxiousness to really drown out everything else, is what I'm getting. And I feel like it was becoming imbalanced. So whatever it is that you've been looking for, you find it this month. And it feels almost like an out-of-body experience for a lot of you. With that said, let's move on to love and relationships. What's going on here? This would be like finding that house that everybody said you wouldn't be able to find in your within your price range, or finding, again, a person of maybe your similar background who is also into the same things that you are, you know, something like that. We have the 6 of Cups. How am I meant to take this? Upright. Good. You have the Ace of Pentacles and 3 of Cups. You're not going to let nostalgia win. I feel like you might, but I feel like you're at odds with your nostalgia. You're at odds with your loyalty to a friend group that you've outgrown, or a friend that you've outgrown. You're at odds with this because I feel like you're going to agree to do something for the sake of already having history with somebody, but I don't feel like you're going to be feeling it. We have the 8 of Wands reversed. No, not reversed. How am I meant to take this? Well, maybe it is reversed. It's interesting. It wanted to face upwards, reversed, and then forward. Whatever this is, it's preventing you. This person or situation or whomever this is was preventing you from moving forward. I do feel like it's a friend. If it's a romantic partner, it's somebody who you've outgrown that you have to move on from. And the last card is the Sun. Yeah, they were getting in the way of you shining brightly. They were getting in the way of you. This could be somebody who's been wanting. What am I feeling? You know how there's friends who like to kind of neg each other, like they'll diss each other or say negative things about them. And sometimes it's fun and funny. I feel like it can be okay to some extent. But this would be like that friend who does it so often to the point where you no longer find it funny, or who thinks that you're laughing with them, but you're no longer laughing with them. It's like, you know what? It's not funny. Like whatever it is here, you're really acknowledging that, especially this month, there are just certain people out there who want nothing more than to not see you shine, or they only want to see you shine if they're going to get something from you, which is kind of weird. So I think certain cards are revealed about people that you've known for a long time. I feel like you're going to see their true selves here, because the Eight of Wands almost gave Eight of Cups energy. And Eight of Cups is that card of like moving on or feeling emotionally detached. You're going to be detached enough this month to recognize that somebody here only wants you because of what you have to offer and give, or somebody thought they could latch on because of something in the future. They wanted you to carry them with you into the future, but you were not about to bring them into it if they had nothing else to offer. I feel like I've mentioned that energy before, but it bears repeating because I feel like there's a lot of people like this. Like people can sense that you're moving on, so they want to hang on to you. But I don't think that's happening. Not in February, not in the month of detachment. That's what I see February as, especially during Aquarius season. Not so much Pisces season, depending on how evolved and healed the Pisces within you or the Pisces within somebody is developed, because Pisces is kind of a spectrum. It can either be like in the gutter or very emotionally and spiritually healed. But I'm getting this. And because I feel like for a lot of you, you feel like you've been lacking. But the truth is, it's just whatever this person was feeding you in terms of their ideologies, mentalities, it was holding you back. Like, I just don't see growth with a particular person here. This person feels more like a friend than anything. But like I said, it could also be a romantic partner, especially one that's been more casual than anything. So I see you having a talk with them and or letting go. And if you don't, they're going to slow you down. That's what I keep seeing. Because I kind of feel like you can take it however you want, but it could end up slowing you down. And you're acknowledging that this month for sure. Let's get your career and finance cards, pile 4. We have the Chariot, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands. You're looking very valuable in the workplace. People are hearing of your success, especially those that are kind of jealous of it. Back of the deck, Death. Okay, same thing or a similar thing going on in the workplace. In the workplace, you're doing really well. I feel like you're getting options. You're planning out what it is that you want to do. You're also seen as very progressive, like whatever it is, you're moving forward in the workplace, but some people are not happy about it. Some people are like, oh, pile 4 thinks they're so great because they're moving on, or because they got a promotion, or because they got a raise or whatever. I see you cutting off that communication, or that conversation kind of comes up and you start seeing people's true selves with the conversation they have. There was a pile that had a similar thing here, but in that pile, it was cute and it was more romantic. Here, it's more like you start seeing the truth of how people feel about you through the conversations that they have with you. And I feel like that's going to be a theme for the entire month, regardless of pile, but specifically in the piles which that has come up. Because with Death, I see you letting go of something. I see you letting go of either certain coworkers that you used to include in your group, or you're releasing some sort of mentality. You could easily be switching like either roles within the company or switching departments. And some people are just feeling like oh, we miss you. You left us out here. Why did you leave? Like, some people can't bear the thought of you not wanting to choose them or not wanting to stay in a certain situation. But the truth is, you do what you have to do in order to survive. So I feel like you don't take anything personally here. So you're wondering why they do. And that's a fair question. It's like, why are they taking things personally in the workplace? And with Death, I feel like you're just putting an end to that. And when worst comes to worst, you may just act oblivious to it. It's like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Because it's like, people want you to feel a certain way, but you're not taking the bait. You're not taking the bait at all, is what I'm seeing. So people may want you to feel a certain way for being in a position or for wanting to do something else in your career. You're not going to feel that way. Not at all. When it comes to finances, you're doing really well in your finances. Just make sure you're taking care of that lack mentality, which I fear could be the one thing that really brings you down. You're also going to be spending a little bit more on yourself, and I feel like that's okay. But like I said, don't go out spending with it's like, it gives buyer's remorse, which I've never understood buyer's remorse, because I can't even imagine the thought of buying a lot of stuff and then returning all of it. But I see it very often, especially in certain positions I used to be in. I feel like there's a sense of ingratitude here that you have to beware, or ungratefulness, I guess is the word, is it? So just beware the ungratefulness, and I feel like the universe will keep providing for you. And also, don't be afraid to spend on yourself if you can and if you feel the need to. I feel like there might be a little bit of shame in that, but don't feel ashamed. You have to spend on yourself in some way, if that's a way that you take care of yourself. But only if you can. I'm not saying to take risks. I'm just saying if you want to do something to help yourself look good, by all means, do so. Sometimes getting a haircut is like a form of self-care. So let's move on to your final cards. Let's move on to your closing advice, my beautiful pile 4. We've got your reflection cards. You have been gifted the ability to rediscover yourself 1,000 times over. Take a breath and let go of the expectations and limitations which disillusion you. You've been gifted to rediscover yourself. The ability to... Let me read that again. Why did I got dizzy reading this card, I swear. You have been gifted the ability to rediscover yourself 1,000 times over. I feel like you're going through a little bit of a renewal this month for sure. And like I said, because you come upon some new discoveries, you may even feel like you can't see yourself the same way as you used to. Because you've been proven right about something, I feel like you're taking yourself far more seriously. And it's a good thing to have. Sometimes it's good to rub it in people's face how wrong they were. Maybe don't be so mean about it, but for sure, I feel like people deserve to know that you've been right about certain things. We also have boundaries. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes, if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. Yeah, you're definitely setting boundaries this month for sure. Or at least Spirit is advising you to set certain boundaries with certain people. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.